Hey, this is Stu Schaefer, and I'm about to explain the two minerals that if you're missing these will prevent you from burning fat as effectively. If you get these two minerals, will crank up your fat burning so you can lose weight, especially in menopause. All right, let's dive right in. First, let me show you the difference when you add these minerals in. I had a client named Ruth. She was experiencing the typical menopause weight gain around her belly and her arms. And in just 8 weeks, you can see the difference. She lost 8 pounds of body fat, specifically belly fat. And one of the reasons is because we added these two minerals. Now, the other reason was because we applied the food quadrant. What you eat, how much, the timing of foods through the day, and the combination of foods at each meal. We did increase her food and decrease her exercise, but part of it was these minerals I would lump into those combination of foods at each meal. When you add these minerals, they supercharge your body's ability to burn fat. It's really pretty cool. No, I'm not going to tell you what they are yet. You're going to have to watch. Okay. So if you have a mineral imbalance, what happens? Well, there's a few big side effects. 2 of them include your thyroid going down. Now, we just did a video, and I'll splash that up at the top here. We just did a video about thyroid, how to reset that. If you missed it, go ahead and watch that thyroid video. It's really, really critical. We went over a couple of key steps to heal your thyroid. But it also, the mineral imbalance can reduce your metabolism. Wow. Now the problem is these days there's so many extreme diets, things like keto or carnivore or fasting, where people just aren't eating. They're not eating enough of the different vitamins and minerals and micronutrients. They're too focused on macronutrients or macros. And this is hurting a lot of people. Now, women get affected the most, especially if you're in menopause, because your bodies just can't handle that. You're so sensitive. You need all of these things. Now, by the way, the side effect is low energy. Almost every client I talk to has low energy, and they're not sleeping as well, and they can't lose weight, and they're just creeping up. And when we add these two minerals and use that food quadrant, by the way, if you're interested in learning about those 4 parts of nutrition, I did a video about the food quadrant. I'll link it right here. But they're so deficient that when we add these minerals and they start eating all of the right foods, they're not restricting anymore, and they're combining them correctly and timing them right at each part of the day, everything changes. Their metabolism speeds up, their energy speeds up, they start burning fat, their hair, skin, and nails improve because their thyroid function improves, and their hormones balance without having to do hormone replacement therapy. Okay, now, mineral number 1. I'm going to tell you what this does to the body. Now, this is just the top 4. There's like 20 other things. This is just the top 4 I pulled. So it'll increase your metabolism. It'll increase your body's ability to burn fat, specifically burn fat. Not just lose weight, but burn fat. Number 2, it helps regulate and produce certain hormones in your body and transports them where they need to be in your body. It'll increase your thyroid function, and it'll help with your bone density. Can you guess what it is? Mineral number 1 is calcium. Calcium, okay, but you got to get the right kind, and I'm going to explain that at the end of the video, which kinds to get and where to find them, okay? Mineral number 2 has over 300 effects on your body, and I pulled the top 6 that I thought would be relevant. But number 1, it helps with DNA and RNA synthesis, meaning it helps rejuvenate and has an anti-aging effect. It lowers stress. Now, if you've watched my other videos, you've seen how detrimental stress can be. You've got to get your stress down if you're going to lose weight. Number 3, it increases your muscle and your ability to build muscle. Why is this important? Because muscle equals metabolism. So if you're able to keep your muscle or tone it a little bit, you're going to speed up your metabolism. Now, the next is it helps with brain, meaning it helps prevent dementia, Alzheimer's, and these types of things. Pretty good. All right, also, it helps with your blood sugar. It helps regulate your blood sugar. Everyone's talking about how blood sugar is so important, oh my gosh. And so they're telling you to eat resistant starches. And in the thyroid video I did, which I had splashed up on the screen earlier, we talked about why resistant starches can actually hurt you. Well, this is a great way. This is a mineral that actually helps balance blood sugar with no side effects. And it also helps with bone health. Plus 300 more things. What is this? It's magnesium. Magnesium. So we have calcium and magnesium. Okay, well, there's about 20 different forms of these things, and they, can be in powder form and capsule form and pill form and liquid form. And which ones do you take, and how do you know if they're good? Okay, let's talk about calcium first. There's really two sources that I would recommend. The first being some type of an eggshell calcium. Now that's calcium carbonate. Now if you look at the online and you search calcium carbonate, it'll say, well, it's not very good because it doesn't get absorbed very well. And that's true if it's man-made. But if you get it from a whole food source, remember that term, whole food source, what happens is in that food, not only do you have the calcium, but you have other little vitamins and minerals that are in a certain sequence or compound that increases the absorption. So if it comes from eggshells, you actually absorb that calcium because it's a whole food source, which is very different. Okay, I'm actually going to also give a link to the supplement I take, which is a calcium-magnesium combination. And because the calcium and magnesium actually, when you blend them, work together and create this super reaction in the body, which really helps you burn fat. It can help your hair regrow, can help stress, sleep, and all these other things. But mineral 2 is magnesium. Usually, if you look online, you'll see that the most absorbable is magnesium citrate. However, there's a lot of debate on this, and a lot of different experts have their favorite magnesiums. Okay, the supplement I'm going to recommend does not have magnesium citrate, but what happens is you add this powder to hot water. I do not sell this powder. I'm going to give you the Amazon link, okay? You put this powder in hot water and it converts the calcium and magnesium into citrate forms, which are very absorbable, very absorbable. And so because it's now in liquid form, you've taken a powder, put it in water, it'll fizz and it'll go through this chemical reaction, and then you drink it. You're going to absorb almost all of it. Okay, now what if you don't want this powder? Well, what should you look for? Usually you don't want to buy a liquid form, because in order to get to that liquid form, they've processed it and it's not always stable. So by the time you buy it and drink it, it may not be as effective. You also don't want like the pill form, like, the crunchy, I don't know what you call it. It's not a capsule, it's a pill, because a lot of times those don't get absorbed. You either want a powder or a capsule that has the powder in it, because that's what's going to be the most absorbable, and your body's actually going to be able to access it. But I will link the one I use. I've tested a lot, and the reason I know this one works is I can feel the difference with this one. It improves my sleep, it improves my stress. I can definitely notice that when I'm taking it, I burn more fat. In fact, I just take it every day now. I don't even skip a day. I've been taking it for years because I've gone through periods where I took it and didn't take it, and I'm always significantly better when I take it. My health is better. And that's the other thing. These two minerals will also help your immune system. So I'll link that, but calcium and magnesium, you've got to get those. They have this magical effect. And most people, by the way, are deficient in both. A lot of people don't have dairy these days, so they become deficient in calcium, but magnesium is not in a lot of the foods that we typically eat anymore, especially with these extreme diets. When you add the two together, holy smokes, buckle up, because it will absolutely supercharge your body and you will feel the difference. Now, next time we're going to talk about how to burn off belly fat specifically. How do you get this region of your body to get rid of the belly fat and really whittle that waist down? We're going to talk about that next time, so make sure you're subscribed so you'll get that notification, and look out for that next video. Simple things here to increase that body's fat burning. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below, and after you start taking it, circle back with me. Leave a comment about your experience with the supplement and the powder that I recommend. Okay? All right, we'll talk soon. Look out for the next video all about burning off belly fat. All right, take care.